Photopea. We start with an app that should not be possible, because it replaces Photoshop and it runs entirely inside a web browser tab. Photopea needs no install, no account, and no download. You open a website and a near-perfect clone of Photoshop just appears. And it is not a toy version. It has layers, masks, filters, and it opens Photoshop's own PSD files, keeping every layer intact. If someone sends you a Photoshop file and you do not own Photoshop, this is often the fastest way to open it, on any computer, anywhere. The best part of its story. Photopea is made and maintained by essentially one developer. One person built a free Photoshop in a browser. Think about that for a second. A billion-dollar company sells you the same thing monthly and one person gives it away in a browser tab. The honest catch is that it pays for itself with a small, quiet advert on the side. That is the entire price, a banner you will forget in a minute. For quick edits and opening files you otherwise could not, it is a small miracle that costs you nothing. Canva. Now, not everyone wants to learn Photoshop. Sometimes you just need a poster, a logo, or a social post, and you need it to look good today. Canva is the app that made professional-looking design possible for people who cannot design at all. And a huge part of it is free. You start from a template, drag things around, and somehow it just looks like a real designer made it. It is almost suspiciously easy. I have watched people with zero design skill make a wedding invitation, a shop logo, and a full pitch deck all in one afternoon. Presentations, posters, thumbnails, business cards, whole social media feeds. The free version handles all of it, with thousands of free templates. Now the honest catch, because Canva is a company, not a charity. It gently, constantly nudges you toward the paid pro version. The fanciest templates and the one-click background remover sit behind that paywall waving at you. But be honest about what you actually need. For 90% of everyday design, the free Canva is more than enough, and you will never hit that wall. Darktable. If you own a proper camera and you shoot in RAW, you have probably been told you need Adobe Lightroom. You have been told wrong. Darktable is the free open-source answer, and it does the exact same job. It develops your RAW photos and organizes your whole library. Everything is non-destructive, which means your original photo is never touched. You can experiment wildly and always get back to where you started. For a photographer, that safety net alone is worth its weight in gold. You can be reckless and nothing is ever truly ruined. You get professional color grading, lens corrections, noise reduction, and hundreds of adjustments, all for the price of nothing. And Lightroom, remember, is a subscription that never ends. Darktable is a one-time download that ends the payments forever. The honest catch is that this is a serious, professional tool, so it has a learning curve. It is deep, and it does not hold your hand. But every hour you invest once and you keep forever, without ever renting your own photo editor again. Scribus. This next app replaces something most people have never heard of until the day they suddenly, desperately need it. When you make a real magazine, a book, a brochure, or a poster for print, you do not use Word. You use page layout software. The industry standard is Adobe InDesign, and it is, of course, yet another monthly subscription. Scribus is the free open-source alternative, and it is quietly powerful. It gives you precise control over every element on a printed page. Text that flows perfectly across columns, precise color for professional printing, footnotes, tables, the real tools that real publications need. School newsletters, local magazines, indie zines, and self-published books have all been made in Scribus and printed for real. The honest catch is that the interface looks a little serious and a little old. This is a workshop, not a toy. But if you ever need to lay out something for print, and you do not want to pay Adobe to do it, Scribus is quietly waiting for free. Kdenlive. In Part 1, we covered DaVinci Resolve, the Hollywood-grade free video editor, but it is heavy and it wants a powerful computer. Kdenlive is the answer for everyone else. It is a fully open-source video editor, lighter on your machine, and free in every possible sense. You get multiple tracks, transitions, effects, titles, and keyframes, everything you need to make a genuinely professional video. And because it is truly open source, There is no company above it that can suddenly add a subscription or a watermark or a catch. It is made by the KDE community, the same people behind a huge amount of trusted free software, so it is in very safe hands. Plenty of YouTubers quietly edit their whole channel in it, and you would never guess they did not pay for anything. The honest catch is that historically it could occasionally crash on a big project. So the golden rule is simple: save often. But it has grown remarkably stable, and for editing videos without a monster PC or a monthly bill, it is superb. LMMS? Making music on a computer is supposed to be expensive. The famous programs for it can cost hundreds of dollars. LMMS is the free open source answer, and it is genuinely a full music production studio on your computer for $0. You get a beat maker, a piano roll for composing melodies, and a huge library of built-in instruments and synthesizers. It is squarely aimed at electronic music, beats, and hip-hop, and it is a direct, free answer to programs like FL Studio. A lot of producers you listen to today started quietly on exactly this free software in a bedroom with no budget at all. That is the quiet beauty of it. The gap between having no money and making a real track is now just an afternoon of learning. The honest catch is that music production is a deep skill, and no software makes that instant. LMMS gives you the studio, not the talent. But the barrier to starting used to be money. LMMS quietly removed it. So now the only thing standing between you and a track is you. Thunderbird. Let us fix something almost everyone has silently made peace with. Email that lives trapped inside a browser tab forever. Thunderbird is a free, powerful email app that pulls all of your accounts from every provider into one clean program on your desktop. Gmail, Outlook, your work email, all in one place, with no advert reading over your shoulder, deciding what to sell you. It is made by Mozilla, the same nonprofit behind the Firefox browser, so its whole reason to exist is you, not advertisers. That difference is the whole point. Your inbox stops being a billboard and goes back to being a tool that works for you. After years of looking dated, it recently got a beautiful modern redesign. And there is now even a Thunderbird app for your phone. The honest catch is the very first setup. Adding accounts takes a few minutes of clicking, but you do it once and then it just works. For anyone drowning in 3 email accounts across 4 tabs, it is a genuinely calming upgrade, and it costs nothing. Joplin. Note apps are quietly one of the greediest categories in software. Evernote, the old king, now locks basic features behind a subscription. Joplin is the free, open-source escape. It is the note-taking app that behaves like a note-taking app should. It just holds your notes and shuts up. You can write notes, clip whole web pages, attach files, and organize everything into notebooks, exactly like the paid apps. But here is its superpower. Joplin can encrypt everything end to end, so your private notes are readable by you and absolutely nobody else. In a world where every app wants your data, an app that literally cannot read your own notes is a small, quiet act of rebellion. You can sync it across your devices for free using your own cloud storage, so no company ever holds your private thoughts hostage. The honest catch is that it is a little plainer than the trendy paid apps. It is a reliable workhorse, not a supermodel, but your notes are encrypted, portable, and free forever. And no subscription email will ever beg you to come back. Calibre. If you own an e-reader or a mountain of ebooks, this next app is the one tool that quietly rules them all. Calibre is a free, open-source library for your ebooks, and it has been the undisputed king of this job for over 15 years. It stores your entire collection, organizes it beautifully, and downloads the covers and details for every book automatically. But its real magic is conversion. Got a book in the wrong format for your device? Calibre converts it between almost any ebook format that exists. It can send books straight to your Kindle, strip out the annoying formatting, and even fetch the news as an ebook every morning. It is basically a whole ebook publishing house, a converter, and a librarian, all crammed into one free program. The honest catch, and it is a running joke among fans. Calibre's interface looks like it was designed in 2009 and never changed, but do not let the looks fool you. Under that dated skin is the most powerful ebook tool ever made, and it is completely free. FreeCAD. For our 10th app, let me tell you a story about patience because it is one of the best on this whole channel. If you want to design real physical objects for engineering or 3D printing, you need CAD software. And professional CAD is brutally expensive. The industry tools can cost thousands of dollars every single year. FreeCAD does the same core job for absolutely nothing. But here's the story. For 20 years, FreeCAD had one infamous bug, so deep that professionals could never fully trust it. And then, at the end of 2024, after 2 decades, they finally released version 1.0, and they fixed it. The bug even had a name that engineers would whisper in fear: the topological naming problem. And in version 1, it was finally slain. 20 years for a free tool built by volunteers to reach the moment it could genuinely stand next to software that costs thousands. It is a beautiful reminder that free software plays a very long game. It does not rush, it just quietly refuses to give up. The honest catch is that CAD is genuinely hard, and FreeCAD still has a learning curve. But it is now finally a real, free professional tool. And before the end, 3 quick honorable mentions for the specialists. First, Shotcut. If even Kdenlive feels like too much, Shotcut is an even simpler, lighter, free video editor that runs happily on almost any old machine. Second, Ardour. If LMMS is for making beats, Ardour is for recording real instruments and voices, a proper free studio for musicians and podcasters. And third, RawTherapee, another free RAW photo editor, sitting right beside Darktable, so if one does not click for you, the other one might. 3 more free tools for when your creative work gets a little more specific. So there it is. Photos, design, print, video, music, email, notes, ebooks, and 3D. The entire creative suite replaced for $0. Together with Part 1, you now have a complete professional computer that the big software companies would have charged you a fortune for. 2 videos, 1 complete professional computer. And the running total you have actually paid is still 0. My advice is the same as always. Do not install all 10 today. Pick the 1 paid subscription you resent the most and kill it first. Because creativity was never supposed to have a monthly fee, these 10 apps are just proof that, quietly, it still does not.